Hello, everyone. It is day one of the challenge. I've got to find my notes. I'm so excited. I'm actually like a little nervous that my lips are messed up, but it's okay. I'm actually a little bit nervous in general just because this challenge and this content and this live stream itself is just a little bit different than the stuff that I normally do. And so, I don't know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's exciting too because I really want to get this out there to you guys because I think there's just a lot of common misconceptions about launching and selling that you guys have stuck in your head that are driving me nuts. And that is what this challenge is about, to be really honest. But of course, I cannot wait to tell you more about what we're going to be learning each day, what the goal is of this challenge and that sort of thing. But just to give you replay viewers, say hi, by the way, if you're on the replay, a little peek at my goal behind this. Like, yes, it's to tell you about the lies and all of that you've been telling yourself, but my big goal for this challenge is that you are going to find confidence in selling out your offers and doing what you want to do. Hey, Teresa, how are you? Say hi. I see more people popping on live, so I would love for you guys to say hello. I'm really hoping that this challenge will be interactive and that we can actually chit-chat and that you guys can actually be supported on whatever you need to be supported on. All right. Hey, Elizabeth. For the past 10 minutes, I've been like sitting here like, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. I'm excited. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. Okay. I'm like, let's just wait and I'll sit here silently. So if you're here, say hi. I just see more people hopping on like every few seconds, so I just want to like let people catch up before we get too far into it. Hey, Steph. So we'll move on though. We'll get the basic stuff out of the way. If you don't know me, because some of you may have signed up for this through Facebook ads, some of you may have just joined the group recently and are watching this. A lot of you who are saying hi know me. Hey, Jessica, I'm Taylor Manning. I am the owner of this group, Ambitious Badass Entrepreneurs, and I am hosting this challenge, the Launch and Sell Challenge. And I help my ambitious badass entrepreneur clients take their business to that consistent 5-figure per month and actually beyond level by doing whatever they want. So there's not like one specific strategy that I've really honed in on or one specific type of product. I really want to help you balance selling one-on-one or services with passive income and courses and maybe membership sites or masterminds or whatever you want, because I think it's really cool to become creative and independent in our businesses. And so I've been doing a lot of thinking on this because, you know, a lot of people hone in on like they teach webinars or they teach Facebook ads or they teach they teach how to sign one-on-one clients or how to do passive income. And I think that's cool because it makes really good marketing and it makes really good, what am I trying to say, like courses and trainings and things like that. But I've been talking my boyfriend's ear off about this, and what's really driving me insane lately is that a lot of people want to take people's strategies and follow them step by step, and then as soon as something comes up that gets in their way or that they don't agree with or that doesn't feel right or whatever, or feels hard or feels stressful or feels whatever, not good, they feel like they can't use a strategy at all, right? And they feel like they have to start over. They feel like they can't do webinars or they can't do Facebook ads or whatever, and that's not true. I want to teach you that you can do whatever you want and you can use any strategy. So this Launch and Sell Challenge is about doing what you want, selling what you want, when you want, how you want, and hitting the goal that you want to hit. I know that sounds really broad, but this is actually going to kind of turn that into a step-by-step plan, especially in day 2 and 3. And who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to do whatever the hell you want, right? Yay! Jessica, I love it. You're so awesome. Okay, let's dive in. So, really quick, what to expect from the challenge. So this is just a 3-day challenge training thing. So day 1, we're talking about, as you guys know, we're talking about the BS lies that you've been told or that you're probably telling yourself about launching and selling that are 100% holding you back from the goals you want to hit. Day 2, we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, reverse engineering your launch. So basically, you're going to come up with your offer and your goal, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to create a plan to launch it however you want to launch it, but to hit your goal. And then day number 3, I like the name of this one. We're going to talk about becoming a sales queen without being a sales queen, because I have no sales experience. Sales has been one of the hardest things for me to master, believe it or not, and I want to teach you how to master it, even if you're not completely comfortable with it, or you don't love it, or you didn't work in corporate sales for 20 years before you became a coach. Like me, I didn't. So that's what we're talking about. Really quick, if you are not signed up for the challenge and you want to get access to replays, because these are only going to be up until Friday if you're not signed up, and you want to get access to the times, so you actually have that in front of you. Let's see. Yes, this is the link. You can sign up here. Sign up here for the times for the next 2 days. Plus, I'm sending out little recaps and like any bonus tips that I think of and things like that. Cool? Okay. Let's dive in. So I was thinking about this challenge for a few days now, and like I said, talking my boyfriend Frankie's ear off about it, because I'm like, this is going to be different than what I've taught before, because I want this to be the truth. Not saying that I've been lying, but I want this to be the truth. I want this to be what I'm really using, and it's hard to do that in a group setting. Because what I've been realizing is that business is really individualized, and it's really up to you what you want to do. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you a step-by-step strategy to hit your goals, a step-by-step way to have this epic launch, because it's just interesting. It's probably not going to work for you the way it worked for me, unless it feels 100% aligned. And what I found between me and my clients is we all have these different preferences and these different things that we like and we don't like, and that work for us and don't work for us. And so I want to teach you how to create your own systems in your business, how to figure out what strategies work for you, and how to really like what you want. It's it's like the number one thing I want you guys to realize is that you can have whatever you want. Thanks, Elizabeth. Now I'm off track of what I was saying though. I just want you guys to be independent in your business, and I want you guys to have fun in your business, and I want you to be creative, and I don't want you asking, so Taylor, when you run ads, how do you do this? Or Taylor, when you did that one launch, what is every single exact step that you did? And like, I've had clients too who have really, and I think all coaches, it's like there's always those coaches that have like the copycat clients, not, you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, they're a bunch of mini so-and-sos or whatever. I've had clients who've been tempted to do that, or like they want to, or I've even had people ask me like, do you have like templates for emails, or do you have a whole calendar outlined of how you do your launches? And the thing is I don't, because I do everything day by day and I do it differently. And yes, I have systems and whatever, but it doesn't work that way. And you can have systems, but honestly, even the women that I know who are 6- and 7-figure earners that I personally know, have met in person, hung out with, talked to on a weekly basis, they have systems in their business, but they're changing things as they go. They're tweaking as they go. Sometimes things don't feel right and they change it. So yeah, you can buy their course and you can use their system, but the fact is, if you don't feel like you can change things to feel good to you, and if you don't feel like you can do the strategy just because one little tool they use you don't want to use, or the technology is a little bit too advanced, or something just doesn't feel good, like it's going to be really hard to get anywhere in your business if you don't step up now and decide to run it yourself, okay? So let's talk sales myths and BS that you've been told. If you do not get rid of, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 things that I want to say to you, okay? If you are thinking any of these, if you're holding on to any of these, it's going to be hard to launch and sell. It's going to be hard to fill out your offers. It's probably going to be impossible to fill out your offers. I'm so excited to share this with you. I need to write this down so I don't forget. Okay. All right. Here's the lies. And I'm not saying any specific coaches are teaching this, but I'm just saying, like, I actually think it's not what you've been taught. It's what your mind, who is a total bitch, by the way, is telling you, okay? Like, it's driving me nuts the past few weeks watching my clients and watching people in this group make up all these reasons why they can't hit their goal. I don't understand why we do that, and I'm not mad at you because I do it too, and I'm a little bit mad at myself, but really frustrated with how our minds work, but that's another topic, kind of. Okay, here's the lies. That you have to do a specific strategy to sell out your offers, that you have to do sales calls, or you have to do webinars, or you have to have a sales funnel or an email sequence, or you have to run Facebook ads, or you have to have a Facebook group, or even the other way around. So even if someone tells you that, or you're telling yourself that the engagement on Instagram is fake and Instagram doesn't work, or Facebook groups are dying and it's not going to work for you, or the live attendance rate on webinars is dropping down, so webinars aren't going to work for you, or creating a sales funnel takes all this technology and it's expensive and you haven't had a client yet, so it's not going to work for you and you can't do it, or whatever you're saying you have to do, or anything that you're saying isn't going to work for you, if you're holding on to that stuff, it's going to be really hard to have a launch that works. So that number one is a huge myth, a huge lie. Second one, that certain types of programs are harder to sell than others, or certain types of programs are easier to sell than others. And I've had so many people tell me, I've decided, it's so interesting. I've had people tell me like, I don't really want to do one-on-one long term. I actually don't really love doing one-on-one, but I know it's the easiest way to make money, so I'm going to do it. And I know that I can serve them, so I'm going to do it. But then they're like, but then I see other people who are like, I really want to do one-on-one. I really want to be that like big name, industry leading coach. Like I want clients to be coming in so easy, but because it's such a higher price point, I'm going to start with a course first and do passive income first. And it's so interesting that we do that to ourselves. We're making stuff up in our head that this is easier than that, or because she's doing it and it looks easy, it's going to be easy for you. Or even though you want to do this, you should actually do this instead because it's going to be easier, or it makes more sense, or whatever. No. It's not easier to sell one-on-one. It's not easier to sell a course. It's not easier to sell a $10 product. It's not easier to sell a $10,000 product. It's all pretty equivalent. And there are ones that are harder than others, but it's all dependent on you and who you are and what feels good to you. So there is no program that's easier than the other. Now, okay, and guys, comment if you want to participate and you want to put yourself out there and you're really committing to using this to work. Someone did a sad face. Comment and let me know if any of these are speaking to you. Either if you are saying some of these or if you have told yourself some of these. I want to know because I think that's also going to be helpful. Some of us are a little bit more outgoing than others, or a little bit braver, or whatever we want to call it. I think it's really good to know that like we've all been there and we've all done this, or a lot of us are doing it right now. And I'm telling you right now, I am guilty of all this stuff this month. I am so guilty this month of doing this stuff. It's just crazy. But my number one thing I always focus on is going back to the fact that these aren't true. Anytime I catch myself saying this, anytime I catch my client saying this, that's the number one thing to realize, is that it's just a lie, or it's just a thing that we've made up in our head. Number three, certain price points are easier to sell than others. So some people say, whatever we want to call it, high ticket, high price, high cost, whatever, is easier. Some people say low ticket, low cost, low whatever, small end, whatever we call it, is easier. None of that's true. And I'm sure we've all kind of heard someone say like, it's just as hard, or it's just as easy, whatever word they want to use. It's just as hard to sell a $100 product as it is a $1,000 product. It doesn't even matter. The price point doesn't matter, okay? Not true. It's not easier to start with high ticket. It's not easier to start with low ticket. Ooh. Evelyn? Is that how I say your name? Maybe? Definitely guilty of looking for the easiest money. Me too. I think all of us are. For me, I think part of it is a way to avoid committing to a plan. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Thank you so much for outing yourself a little bit on that. Number four, someone just said this in my mastermind, and I hope it's okay to call her out without calling her out, but believing that your list or your following or your group or whatever has to be at a certain point before you can sell your offers or before you can charge a certain amount. Especially that last one is so mind-blowing because nobody on your list really knows how many other people are on your list, and the size of your list does not have anything to do with the value of your offer. It literally, there's no correlation. Yesterday, one of my clients said to me, I really want to, she said, I'm really holding space for 3 more clients. I really want to sign 3 more clients. And she goes, but I don't know how I'm going to do it because my Facebook group isn't that engaged right now. And I was like, you do realize that there's no correlation there. There's no correlation. And I know some of you are going to doubt me here, but I swear there is no direct correlation between engagement and sales. I know tons of people who their communities and their list seem not so engaged, but they're making plenty of money and the sales are there. It's just the community. It's just how it is. I know plenty of people, and plenty of people have hired me because they actually have a group or a list of 500, 1,000, 5,000, whatever. I've even had people come to me with groups of 10,000 or more people that were super, super engaged, and they couldn't get them to buy to save their life. So engagement in your group, engagement on your list does not actually correlate sales. There's plenty of people literally with 10,000 people on their list that may very well be making less money from that than you, and they're trying to sell, right? I do think that working on engagement is a great thing, so don't take it wrong here. I do think engagement is awesome, but it does not equal sales. The other thing is that this one's hard for me to wrap my head around, that your list does not have to be a certain size to have a certain amount of people in your program. It's hard for me because I have such marketing brain where it's like, yeah, conversion rates, whatever, right? Like they work, they're true. I mean, the conversion rates that I give my clients and that I give you guys, they're true because I see them happening a lot with my clients and with me and with my mentors and stuff like that, but they're not always right. I mean, I actually convert on the low end. So like my group programs are converting at like, of my list, like 0.5%. Right? So some people say, oh, 1%, 3%. I converted 0.5%. I have clients who go out there and have these huge launches and they have like 300 people on their list. And it's just interesting that yes, having people on your list can help. Yes, having engagement can help, but not always. But it doesn't really mean anything. And the other thing I want to say before we move on from this thing is that the fact is, all of these are excuses. They are not facts. They are excuses, right? For some reason, and like, can we all take a second to be pissed off at our heads or our minds or our brains or whatever? Because like, it's all excuses that our minds are making up so that I don't understand. So we don't have success is really what it is. So we don't hit our goal. Maybe it's our mind trying to protect us so that we don't fail, or we don't make a fool out of ourselves or embarrass ourselves or whatever, right? Whatever it is, it's annoying. And so I say we all just take a second to be pissed off about that because it's not true. But the other thing is that growing your list, if you're using, well, my list is really small, so I can't launch a group program right now. My list is small, so I can't build a course. My list is small, so I can't have a one-on-one client. Growing your list is easy. Or it can be, it should be. It shouldn't be hard or daunting or anything. You can grow your list by 100, hundreds, thousands, whatever you want this month. It's not hard. And if it is hard, it's something else going on, right? You either need to get your mindset in place or you need to get some help on the strategy, or probably both, right? So I just want you to realize, like, look at the excuse and then figure out what you need to fix. So if your excuse is my list is too small, okay, grow your list and sell at the same time, because you need to master doing these things all on a daily basis. Your list should be growing on a daily basis. You should be selling on a daily basis. You should be giving your people content on a daily basis. You should be getting your mind in check on a daily basis. And you should be asking for support on a daily basis, right? Improving, learning, whatever you want to call it. So those 5 things are really important, by the way. So grow your list, nurture your list. Okay, grow your community, your following, your list, whatever you want. Nurture those people, sell to those people, work on your mindset, and ask for support or learn something or improve something every single day. Those 5 things are so important, and they are things that I have been working on since January of 2016. My coach told me those 5 things. Well, I changed them a little bit, but she basically told me 5 things I need to do every day. 4 of those were included in that list, and I've been working on those. I've had them printed out somewhere in front of me. Now they're just ingrained in my mind for that long, right? So from signing my first client to having $50,000 months, I've been focusing on those 5 things. Nothing else ever gets focused on or worked on if those 5 things aren't done in a day. Ever. And if they have been, that's been a month that's been slower, or that's been a week that's been slower, because those 5 things, I swear, are literally like, I should be charging $1 million for that because they're so good. And I know they're simple, but they should be they work. Yeah. I'm going to type them in for you guys, actually. They're in there. They're in the comments, just because I think that's easier. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, and Jessica says deliver is number 5. That's another thing that I teach my clients and people in my group programs as a daily thing, is that you have to have time in your day, of course, to work with clients, or to do your programs, or to build the courses or whatever. So there is that part of delivering that's in there too that I teach. But it's also like, you can't really, if you're selling in your business, you can't really get around that, right? Oh, Elizabeth earlier said, think of all the people who do all right without groups at all. Exactly. I mean, there are, like, just because I know launching and selling is a little bit about money, right? Like, I think we all want to make money. All of us here want to make money. So there are people that are earning 7 figures a year who just use Pinterest, who just use Instagram, primarily use Pinterest, or primarily use Instagram, or primarily just use an email list with Facebook ads, or primarily blog, or primarily have a Facebook group. Like, all of that is totally fine. And I think it's really important to have a couple backups where you're putting content out there and whatever, because you never know what's going to happen. Yes, but you can put that 90% of your energy into one community that just feels good to you and that you enjoy. If you hate Pinterest, it's not going to be yours. Pinterest for me is something I'm just getting started with. It's not getting me any results, but I'm just doing it kind of for fun and as a little bit of a backup. And also, Pinterest for me is like my learning platform. It's fun. We should be learning every day, right? Not overloading our plates. So, cool. Hi, Maureen. Just saw you. Okay. The 5th one is just anything that crosses your mind, that says you cannot hit your goal is BS. That's it. Anything that says you cannot hit your goal is BS. Why would you sometimes not hit your goal? Because you're BSing yourself. Because when you're BSing yourself and you're full of fear, you're not going to put full effort into it. You're not believing in it. The strategies are kind of blurry. You're not taking time to write that actual email you want to write. You're sitting there thinking, what's going to convert, which never actually works. So that's the 5th thing, right? I'll put these in the comments too, just so you can kind of read them. My notes are kind of messy, but I like to do that for you guys anyway. By the way, the 5th one doesn't say BS. It's just totally written out. These are just my notes. Cool. Is this, I mean, I think it is making sense, but are you guys with me? Do you guys feel what I'm saying? And do you guys think that, I think we are all there, right? Where we all kind of have this happening. And I think what's really good to know is that we all do it. Even me, right? Like, and I think it's so funny for me to have to say, like, even me, because I'm like, of course. Like, I was talking to one of my mastermind groups that I have running. Actually, it's over with now. It's really sad, but it was running. It ended this month. And 2 of the girls in there were like, really, like, I was talking about anxiety and feeling anxious and nervous and whatever in your business. And I was talking about how early this year I had a lot of that going on, and how it's really cool to see how now not so much, right? Not as much. And I was just talking about this big transformation I've had. Not to say I don't stress, but they're like, wow, that's really interesting to know that, like, you go through anxiety, or you go through stress or fear or doubt and nerves and all of that at the point you're at. And I'm like, really? That's surprising to you? And then we'll just leave it at this. Then I told Frankie, my boyfriend, I was like, some of the girls in my mastermind said they find it funny that I ever feel anxious or nervous or freak out or whatever. And he was like, he's like, oh, that's surprising. Because I freak out every single day. I don't know, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or how it's supposed to be by any means, but I think it's okay to have the occasional freak out. It's okay to be scared. And I think we all have a right to be, and that it's okay to feel how you feel. But at the same time, not only do I feel a little bit of anxiety every day, some fear every day, some doubt, like every single day, but I'm also working on it every single day, right? And like I said, it used to be a lot worse and it's gotten a lot better, but like still I have my journal out almost all the time. I always point right here because that's where it sits all the time, but it's not there right now. I'd be lying if I said that. But like almost all day, every day as I sit at my desk, I swear I don't sit here all day every day. But when I am, it's right there. Or when I'm out and about, it's literally in my purse. Or like when I'm upstairs in bed, it's by my bed. Like I literally keep that thing like strapped to my hip, like it's like my lifeline. I don't know. I use it all the time. I just write out what I'm feeling and why I'm fearful, why I feel scared or whatever. And then I just work through it, right? Even just to say like, Taylor, get over yourself. Or Taylor, this is all fake. This is all fear. This is all whatever. I just want you guys to know that, like that I'm here with you, that I go through this. And Steph and Jessica are too, because they commented. I think we all are. And do you guys understand how this can hold you back, right? How it can hold you back when you're trying to launch, when you're trying to sell, and trying, right? That's going to hold you back when you say that. I want to have this launch. I'm going to try to hit this goal. I wish it would be nice if. All of that is you speaking out loud that you don't believe in yourself. So if you ever catch yourself saying that, or if I ever catch you saying that, I always catch my clients or people in my masterminds or whatever, they're saying like, oh, it would be so nice if I could get 12 people in this program, or I wish I could have a 10K launch this month, or I'm trying to sign 5 people or 5 clients, or I'm going to try to sign 5 clients. All of that is just a sign that some of these false things, false beliefs around strategy and whatnot is going on, or something is telling you, someone, something, some thought is telling you that you cannot hit your goal. And just remember that it's always wrong. You might not, if you don't get over this and you don't figure it out, you might not, because you're on your journey to mastering this and just being comfortable with whatever you want to do and becoming independent in your business, but you can. And as soon as you figure this out, you will. Okay? Rosella, I never braid mine in the bathroom. No. Yeah, I do. Okay. One of my clients has it's like a I don't know what it is because she's never showed me it, but she says in her shower she has like a notepad or something that's like waterproof. And one of my other clients, I have no clue who this one is, I forget, but a long time ago someone told me, I'm pretty sure it was a client, that they had like those child bathtub crayons. And I'm like, that's awesome. I don't have either of those, but I wish I did. Okay, quick thing. And then we're going to move into some of the concepts that I want you guys to think about today, your homework for today. That's going to lead us right into day 2 and 3, which are going to be a lot more strategy based. But like I said, if this isn't figured out, like if we go into day 2 about reverse engineering your launch, as soon as you think about having that 10K launch, or as soon as you think about signing 10 or 20 or 30 people into that program, your mind's going to shut you off because you aren't believing that it's possible. So that's your number one thing. Like, if you guys are having any of that going on, I want you to take time today to yell at yourself, to journal it out, to like, sometimes for me, I'm like, Taylor, you're being so stupid. Like, get over it. None of this is real. And I actually will yell at myself. Take some time to just sit 20 minutes in pure quiet. That's what I did yesterday, and it actually inspired a lot of this today. Whatever you need to do to ingrain this concept in your head, call yourself out and get over it. It's going to be awesome as we move into day 2 and 3. But one other thing I want to tell you is that, and we'll talk about this more, but it really is excitement that sells. And I was talking to a client about this today. It's excitement that sells. It's the excitement on that challenge that hooks people in. It's me actually loving what I'm talking about. It's me on my webinar having a good time, right? Or it's me and my posts actually feeling like I'm changing the world that makes sales. Or, you know, the fact is, I have programs all the time that don't work. And maybe I shouldn't say that because it might make you guys feel like I don't have this proven system that works every time without fail. But when they don't work, because I do have a launch system that works every time without fail, except when these things get in my way. But as long as these things are out of the way, or I'm working on them every day as soon as they come up, and I'm actually excited, it works. Okay, so what we're going to talk about works as long as these are out of the way and you are excited. Okay, so cool. What I want to talk to you guys about and what this challenge is all about, now that we got some of that stuff out of the way, which is like my favorite stuff that I was excited to talk about, to be honest. The rest of today, day 2 and 3, are about what I call, and what this is what I've realized I've been doing for the past almost 2 years, okay? I thought I was being strategic. I thought I had it all figured out, right? But I didn't, and I've never explained it this way, but this is what it is. What I've been doing for the last almost 2 years that have been making me, and for the last year, I've been having consistent multiple 5-figure months, so 20K and above, for a year now, which is insane. But this is what's done it. Inspired launching, okay? I don't plan out months. And people ask me this all the time. People ask me about my organization. I am pretty organized. I don't actually have OCD, but I think I do. Yeah, I'm in that stage, you know what I mean? But I don't plan out the year. I don't plan out the month. I don't plan out the quarter. And that might work very well for you. I've had clients that plan out I've never met anybody who plans out their year and sticks to it. I haven't. Okay, maybe that's a lie. I think two mentors that I've had, one is a coach, one not, but that have been 7-figure earners, they actually plan out their big launches for the year, but then they throw stuff in the middle that they didn't plan. And they do change things, but they do pretty much stick to it, to be honest, as far as I know. But other than that, I haven't met anybody, and it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for any of my clients, right? I do have some clients that love planning out the month and love planning out the quarter and actually stick to it pretty well. Not many. But here's the thing. It doesn't work for me. I love planning. I'll tell you that. I could sit here. I have this giant notepad over here. Should I show you guys? Can you guys? Oh, yeah. Right? Drool work. Like, that paper right there is just waiting for 2018 to be planned out. But I don't know. It doesn't work for me to do that. It doesn't work for me to plan out the year. I never stick to it. What I do is inspired launching. So this is what I do. I don't even have this written down, so I'm just thinking this out loud and just saying it because I feel like I should. I just pick how much money I want to make for the month, right? And then I usually plan that out based off of my expenses and then whatever else I want. So things that help me set a really good goal is knowing what I need to make to cover expenses that have to be paid. Your debt that you would like to pay all off in one chunk this month is not actually an expense, right? I was doing that for a long time where I thought I had to have 10K months because I had to pay off that student loan bill. And I was like, oh, I actually don't. Not that you can't, but I just think it's good to know, like, what do you have to make from your business? And if that's $0, then that's awesome and that's okay. Then I think about, this is just me, and it might be bad, it might be a turnoff for some people. I like to think about where I'd love to have my bank balance at the end of the month. Because for me, I'm not creating a business to just scrape by. I have been able to see my bank account grow every single month the entire time I've been in business, which is super, super cool. Okay, the entire time I've been in business, once the business started working. But I like that. I like knowing that I'm saving money. I like knowing that the bank balance is going up. I like knowing that I'm becoming more and more abundant. And then I also look at what would be really, really nice to have or to pay off. And I get realistic with myself. I still haven't paid my student loans off. I still pay the minimum amount because you know what? For me, this might not be for everyone. I'm 22. I graduated college at 19 years old, which is crazy. I went to a very expensive private school, but I did get some scholarships. I graduated with maybe like 20K in student loan debt. And for me, it's not really stressful. It doesn't stress me out to have student loan debt. It feels totally fine. And my minimum payments for them are so dirt cheap. One day, maybe I'll wake up and they'll stress me out, or maybe I'll have a bigger drive to pay them off. But right now, no. You know what I mean? I actually, when I think about putting $10,000 this month into that student loan, it's not actually exciting. It's not actually relieving. It's not any of that. So I would think about what would actually be really nice, right? For me, it feels really exciting to be able to have enough, because we're not really sure if we're moving or not, or we're looking, you know what I mean? And one of my big fears is that someone won't take us as whatever they're called, renters, because of my business, right? So I'm like, it'd be so cool if I had enough to pay for a whole year of rent. I don't actually know if I would actually do it, but it'd be just cool to be like, yeah, I can live wherever I want. I have the money. I'm fine. I don't actually know if that's a good idea or if I'd actually do it, but I'm just saying that's where my mind has been. Getting my balance up, getting my extra money up to a point where I'd be like, yeah, I can pay a whole year rent, no problem, right? It's just something that makes me feel like a badass. That's what you have to figure out. That's why the name of this group has badass in it now, because for me, what's been a big driver is like, that feels badass to have. That feels badass to do. And for me, it's exciting. Even if I don't actually put all that money down towards rent or lease or whatever it's called, it feels cool to know that, like, nobody's stopping me from living where I want to live. Nobody, right? The fact that I don't get a paycheck, even though I actually do, for my own business, like, none of that's going to hold me back, right? Paying my credit cards off at a certain point, once I had put on like 3 or 4 coaches, that felt great. That was exciting. Keeping my credit card balance at 0 now feels exciting. That feels good. It feels good to have X amount of dollars completely open in credit that I could use at any second now if I wanted. That feels good. Paying off the student loan doesn't, right? I want to talk about this because I think we self-sabotage ourselves with our goal. I had a really good friend message me yesterday, and she's like, I want to make 20K next week because I want to pay off my debt. And I asked her, I was like, is that really why you want to make 20K? Do you even really want to make 20K? Like, does it really bother you so much to have to pay off the whole $20,000? And she's like, actually, I just want to have money in my bank so I can just travel more and shop more, and you know what I mean, right? Like, what she really said was like, I actually just want to end this month feeling like I have some financial freedom and I can buy what I want to buy and like not have to stress. And I'm like, exactly, it's not the debt. Not to focus so hard in on debt, but like for me too, I bought new furniture for almost every area of my home except our bedroom. And for some reason, like the old dressers, like, I don't know, it just hasn't bothered me enough to do it. Every time I've tried to save up for that or put that as my goal hasn't worked out, because like the old dressers in my bedroom, like, they're kind of annoying, but they don't really bother me that much. I don't know. But like my living room being hideous, my dining room being hideous, that, like, not having a dining room table forever, that wasn't ours. We were borrowing a dining room table for a friend, and then when we moved here, they left this old, like, handmade, but not like ugly handmade table in here with like 1 chair. That's what we had in here for a while. I'm like, oh no. That money just came into my life because I really wanted that, right? So anyway, yeah, and I really like to share the bank balance thing because I think a lot of people feel like the only way to manifest or whatever is that you have to have like a place for the money, as in like you have to be spending it and putting it out. I don't actually think so. But if you want to have a $100,000 bank account balance, but that actually feels like a joke and like it's never going to happen, and like you don't actually have a reason to have a $100,000 bank account balance, you're not going to manifest the $100,000 overnight for the bank balance. You know what I mean? Like, it really has to be what you want. So just really check in with yourself, okay? Okay, I think we spent a lot of time on that, but I think it was good. And Rosella, thank you for telling me that you loved that I was sharing that. I really hope that it's helpful, and I want to be 110% like just open. So if anyone has questions around this kind of stuff or anything we're talking about today, put them in, because I like to get distracted. You know how people are like, save them for the end, I don't want to get distracted. I'm like, distract me. I like it. Okay. Key concepts. Inspired launching. So essentially what I want you to realize is that it's okay to decide what you want to launch for the next 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, stick to it, do it, and then reevaluate. You don't have to have every second of your life planned. I know that's hard for some of us who are OCD and who literally have like a love affair with planners. I can relate. I have bought over 5 planners for 1 calendar year before. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So it's okay to be inspired. It's okay to follow inspiration. And actually, not only is it okay, it works. And I think it's actually the way to do it, in my opinion. Thank you, Rosella. Yay. Okay. So that's inspired launching. Key concepts you need to grasp before and I'm going to copy and paste these into the chat after I say them, but before tomorrow, I want you guys to grasp these concepts. 1, you can hit any goal that you truly want to hit. You can. I promise. That's a big promise, but you can. I can't promise that you're going to do it today. I can't tell you that you're going to do it this week. I can't tell you anything like that, but like I promise when you really, really want it, so good, Christina. So good. I'm going to answer that in a second. You can, okay? I have executed, and I'm not saying I've actually done this for myself, which might might get you guys thinking. Feel free to call me out or ask me anything on this, but I have been on the back end of multiple million, like multiple meaning like 2 or 3, $1 million launches, right? I've seen what it takes, and what it really is just going bigger. And it does have to do with the amount of people on the webinar, on the list, and stuff like that. We're going to talk about reverse engineering. If you want to have $1 million launch and you actually really, truly do want it, we can reverse engineer that all day. I've had clients who come to me and I had one client this year who she had like a 10K month. She's been really up and down other than that. She had a couple of like things that she did to grow her list a little bit. And she wanted to have a 6-figure launch in a month, and we did it, right? She was pretty new in her business, but she went all in, right? I can't say that it's going to be easy, and I don't know if you can just sit there and manifest it in. I don't know anything about that, but like we did work every day, and we put money into it for sure. Huge ROI, huge profit, but still, right? But my point is, you can do it. You just have to stop limiting yourself to think, I can't do that because I have to put money into ads. I can't do that because I'd have to hire a coach. I can't do that because my list. I can't do that. Like, of course, then you're not going to be able to do it. But you can if you stop and let go of that and just open your mind to all the options. Number 2 key concept, there's no right way to launch. There's no strategy that's better than another. There's no strategy that's easier than another. It's all dependent on you. You get to choose what's easier and what works better. Number 3, you can follow $1 million launch plan that's worked for other people and get no results if it doesn't feel right to you. The other one, I hear a lot of people going through this, and I go through this on a monthly basis. So often we get caught up in the money, and we are thinking about, we're like, okay, I need to make $14,000, and so I need to do this program with these strategies because that's going to be the best way to do it, which we totally make up out of thin air. But somehow we think we're right, instead of thinking, I want to make $14,000 this month, and I also just so happen to want to sell this, whether it makes sense or not. It will work. We can make it work. We really can. And I'm not saying don't get strategic. We'll get strategic tomorrow, but like you can pick how much you want to make and what you want to sell. It doesn't have to be what do you need to sell to hit $14,000. It never has to be like that. And it also hardly ever works like that. I love these shocker faces. I love it. You're firing me up. Okay. So instead of thinking about the money and how to make the money and what's the best way to make the money, just think about what you want to do and what you want to make. They're 2 totally separate things, right? Okay, the last one is you can choose any type of program and any type of strategy and make any amount of money. I'm talking about my boyfriend a lot because it was his birthday weekend and he spent a lot of it listening to me. And yesterday he took the day off of work and I was like, I've got to talk this out. Like I'm trying to create more passive income. Just on a side note, guys, I'm trying to create some courses or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so tired of putting everyone in a box and like teaching them these very specific things. Because like even when I do webinars, like I'm always changing them up, you know? And I'm just, and he's like, well, what do you want to teach them? Or what do you want them to know? Which is like a genius question that he asked me. And I'm like, I want them to know that they can decide that they want to sell any program, and then they can tell me what strategies they want to use to sell that program, and that they can tell me how much money they want to make from that program, and then we can mix it all together, and then we can create steps to make that work. Like, there's no strategy that works better for a big launch or a small launch or this program. Like, it doesn't work. And he's like, we'll teach that. And I'm like, I don't know how to make that a course yet, but I'm going to teach it on my challenge. And I'm going to talk about it. But I do want you to realize that, like, even though it might not make sense, I want you to tell yourself that it makes sense. And I want you to tell yourself that it's true, because I promise that it is true. Okay, so that's all I can really tell you right now. Tomorrow we're going to go even deeper, and I'm going to do a lot of thinking about this tonight and help you tomorrow figure out how to actually reverse engineer it. So tonight, and then I'm going to answer questions. So put questions in the chat if you have them. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Hey, Danielle. Okay. Christina, I'm going to answer your question in a second. Any others, put in the chat. And then here's your homework. Oh, let me put these bullet points in here, just so you guys have them. Okay. Your homework is easy, okay? I want you to create room for inspiration in your life. So look at your calendar. If your calendar is too busy and filled and structured, this is one of the things that my very first coach taught me, is like, Taylor, you cannot plan every second of every day. It seems like it is helpful. It seems like it's helpful to know exactly when you're going to go on your walk and the exact 5 minutes you're going to scarf down your lunch, but like, you don't actually know how you're going to feel. You can decide to feel good, but like, really, you don't know what's going to make you feel good, right? Like, what I've been realizing is, like, I don't know exactly what time of the day I'm going to need that walk. I need the walk right now after this challenge, right? I planned it, because I did do this wrong today. I planned to work out this morning, but then I slept in because I felt like I really needed to. And then I went to work because I actually wanted to. But now I'm like, I can't wait to get off. It sounds so bad, but I don't mean it this way. I can't wait to get off this challenge and then go take my dogs on a walk and move. Like, I can kind of feel it. Like, I'm 22 and my back feels weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so my point is, like, just don't try not to overstructure your day. Take a look at that. The other things I want you to do today, or plan it. Don't plan these. I want you to create a list of, here's what I have. I have a list of the 5 daily tasks, right, that we have in the comments. And I have a list on my phone of things that I can do to feel good. And then I have alarms on my phone at 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and I need one at 5 p.m. Because now 5 p.m. is when I start to feel pretty drained. That remind me to go look at that list and do something. They're like, make sure to get outside and have fun. Make sure to do something for yourself, like things like that. So the things that you can do: journal on this stuff. If there's anything in here where you're rolling your eyes at me, ask yourself why in your journal. Why do I think that Taylor's wrong about this? Why do I think that this bothered me of what she said? Why am I having such a hard time accepting that I can hit my goal? Why don't I just let myself go after it? Like, ask yourself stuff. Oh my God, I love the hearts. You're like, okay. Turn on a timer for 20 minutes and sit there. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to breathe. I did this yesterday, and actually what I did is right over here where I showed you guys earlier, you see that big spot of floor? Right? And you see this beautiful chair that everyone asks me where I got it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry to move it so much. This is a blanket. Wait, on an ugly leather chair that I have. And everyone asks me where I get this chair, but it's just a blanket. But what I did yesterday was I turned on 20 minutes. I laid on the floor on my back. I put this blanket all the way over top of my face and my feet, and I covered my whole self in the blanket. And I just laid there. And then, you know, I closed my eyes. I thought about going to sleep. I didn't. And then I opened my eyes. I started staring at stuff. But I just like, and then so many ideas came. It wasn't even a meditation or anything like that. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have, and some people might say it's better to be meditation or breathe or whatever. I don't know anything about that stuff. But for me, I know just giving myself time to think. And you can think about, oh, what should the launch be? What do I feel like selling? Why don't I want to do that? Or you can be like, huh, I wonder when my dog chewed up this charger. Like, it doesn't matter what you're thinking about. Just let yourself think. We have so many thoughts in our head. What else? Self-care. This is a big one. This is what I tell all my clients who are launching when they get so sucked into what if. Go get a pedicure. Go brush your hair. Brush your teeth. I brushed my teeth before this challenge. I'm ashamed to admit that that's when I brushed my teeth today. Do your makeup if you want to. Take your makeup off if you want to. I do that sometimes too. change your outfit, it doesn't matter, right? Like, just whatever feels good. If you don't like what you're wearing, change. If you want to get all dressed up, get all dressed up. If you want to do makeup, go for it. If you want to wipe all your makeup off, go for, like, something that makes you feel good. Self-care. And I know that might not sound like self-care, but if we're starting from the bottom, if you're anything like me, that self-care is just doing what you want to do. But sometimes self-care for me too is like a massage, which I never used to get, but now I go with my boyfriend every month. You know, getting my hair done when I can every couple of months. Pedicure. I would say manicure, but I hate them just because I don't like to not use my hands. Whatever. Facial. I don't know. Okay. Oh my God, Jessica. I do that. When I drive, and here's the thing. If you want to know how much I drive, I don't know about you guys, but I got a lease for my car where I get 10,000 miles a year, and everyone thought I was crazy because they were like, 10,000 miles a year, Taylor? It's not even 1,000 miles a month. I have had my car for 15 months, and I just hit, actually, I had my car for 15 months, and I just hit 9,500 miles. So I don't drive much. So sometimes I don't drive at all. I don't ever have to drive anywhere, actually. So, like, sometimes I just drive for fun, and I actually don't even go anywhere, and then I come back. And then sometimes I'll sit in my car for, like, a good hour somewhere, like in a parking lot or at home. Because sometimes you just have to get away, and I don't use my phone. Sometimes I do listen to the radio. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I record myself talking and never listen back to it, and I just sound crazy. But sometimes I live stream. Okay, what else? Your other homework. Why is this not written down? I just want you guys to do some thinking about let me write this. Two things I want you guys to figure out is your real income goal. Really take to heart what I said today. I mean it. And what you want to sell next, okay? Don't force it. And practice just asking yourself, what would be fun? What would be badass? What do my people need? Things like that, okay? And this is perfect time to answer Christina's question. What if my inspiration changes daily? I am so guilty. If your inspiration changes daily, I think, this is my experience, so I might be wrong because I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I found that when my inspiration's all over the place, and it usually takes me a few weeks to even catch this, to be honest, it's almost always a sign that I'm focusing on the wrong thing. My inspiration's changed 5 times this week. I'm just trying to figure out how to hit my income goal. You know what I mean? I know that sounds so bad, but like, what I want to sell on this challenge, because let's face it, we're all selling. I'm selling on this challenge, whatever, but I'm also telling you from my heart what I want you to know. But today I was like, yeah, this feels like what I want to do. Like, I've known what I wanted to change about one of my programs, and I keep pushing it off and like saying I'll do it next month or I'll change it after this launch or whatever. But like, today I was like, you're not going to get on this live stream and sell this because you don't even want to sell it. You don't want people to buy it this way. You don't want to give them these things with it. So then I had to change it before this, because it's like, I think we know what we really want, but then we keep getting in the way of it with like, what's going to be easiest to hit our goal, or we just start thinking about it wrong. I know I'm not clear right now because I'm thinking it out, but like another example for me was, for a lot of this year, I said this year was going to be about my group program and my passive income, right? I've done a lot of one-on-one stuff. Whoa, I almost knocked out my light. Because it's easy for me. It's not, I mean, there's some people who so struggle with one-on-one, and like, they're like, courses are so easy. I don't know how you feel like you're one-on-one all the time. For me, like, one-on-one has just become so easy. I can sign one-on-one clients like with my eyes closed, it feels like. Like, if I need to make money, I can sign one-on-one clients, but I really haven't wanted to, but I have signed a lot of them, and I'm really grateful for them, but it's my own fault that I don't have courses in place, that my funnels aren't where I want them to be, that my membership site doesn't have as many people in it as I would want it to have, and I just realized that like I was focusing on what was easiest, and to be honest, what was more profitable. even though obviously courses can be insanely profitable. So I just think it's really interesting to be really, really clear with yourself of what you want and why. The other thing that I see people do all the time is that they're like, I would have 8 clients. I'm like, okay, but they only want 8 clients because they heard someone else say they had 8 clients. So now that they've decided that 8 clients is the right amount of clients to have, or it's a successful amount of clients to have, or whatever. They haven't actually printed out a blank calendar, put in 8 client spots, put in all the other things they need to do, and figured out if that's actually what they want their calendar to look like. They haven't actually, they're like, I'm going to charge $1,000 for my program, but they haven't actually looked at like, what's that going to make them over time with that number of clients they said they want. And yes, I said don't plan too far ahead, but I think that's a really good way to double check our goal is like, okay, what does that actually look like? What does it actually feel like? How much money does it actually make me? And I say that because sometimes we choose the price out of fear, or sometimes we choose it out of alignment, and sometimes it doesn't make sense and that's okay, but sometimes it doesn't make sense and that's not okay because it's chosen from fear or whatever. I just think that when we are choosing from what we really want, which sometimes is the hardest thing to figure out, and it does take time, clarity and figuring out what we really want and what we really want to do is what we spend most of our life doing. So like, it's okay to not be clear on it, but it's also where we should be spending a lot of time focusing. What do I really want? Right? I love it. I don't love that you're focusing too much on that, but I relate, and I love that you're admitting to it. Yeah, Rosella, thank you. Because what I'm telling you guys to do today is what I've been doing for at least 1 year to 2 years. Like, what I tell you guys, I swear, like, I wish I could sign a contract for all of you that tells you how everything I'm telling you is stuff that I actually do. Because I think sometimes we listen to this and we're like, I'm not going to do that, or okay, we like take in all the information. Like, come on, you know that you've done this. Take in all the information and then you don't actually do anything with it. You're just filling up this giant notebook of stuff, but you're not like, another thing I actually do is I pick 2 or 3 mentors. And here's the thing, I might hire one of them, I might hire all 3 of them, I don't know. But when I say mentors, I mean people that I'm committed to following and trusting, and I'm not copycatting them. I'm not living by every word that they say. But when I do watch a live stream, and this is hard for me, you can ask Holly because she yells at me for this, or she used to, and she used to make fun of me for this too. I used to follow everyone, and I was that person who was like, oh, Holly, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Did you see how she said this? Did you see that? I followed everyone on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, watched every live. Like, I don't even know how I got anything done. The fact is I didn't. But now I follow 2 or 3 people max, and I watch I still do. Yes, I'll download a freebie. I'll watch a live stream, but only for a couple of people, and that's it. And another tip is that I mark them as my see first. And I know a lot of people say put the blinders on. Put the blinders on, but also find a couple people that you can trust, but also believe in them and realize that, like, there's no point in watching a live stream just to turn it off and not do anything. If you don't have time to implement, then don't watch live streams. But if you're going to follow 2 or maybe 3 people, then go ahead, watch their live streams that they put out, but do the work and like believe them and listen to them. Because I don't know about everybody, but I know for me, like, I'm telling you stuff I actually do. And I love it too because I follow a couple of coaches who are so motivational. I actually have 2 coaches and a motivational speaker as my see first. And it's really cool because, like, I log into Facebook and I see their stuff instead of seeing someone like, do you see all the Facebook news and how Facebook groups are dying? Oh my gosh, I told everyone to have an email funnel. And instead of being like, oh my God, I need an email funnel. My group, it's going to die. I'm like, no, I'm not ever seeing that, only if I scroll. But like, the first thing I'm seeing is like, do the work. You've got this. You're a badass. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yes, I love them. I'm just staying motivated. That's one of my motivation tricks. And also not getting overwhelmed with all the content. Jessica Ann, take notes. Kat Latorzo is in my C First too, and so is Amanda Francis, if you guys wanted to know. I like both. I love both of them. And it's just motivational. They both post positive things. They both don't talk about drama. I have trust in both of them that whatever they're sharing is things that they do and things that they're telling their clients that are paying them lots of money. You know what I mean? Like, I know what they're saying is really valuable and truthful and honest and authentic. And so those are who I watch and who I follow, right? Okay. And I try to be that way too. / it's the only thing I really know how to do. Any other questions? We're at an hour. People are going to be dropping off. Okay, if you have questions, put them in. I'm going to tell you about Unleash Mastermind really quick, and then we'll hop off after I type it in. I can't scroll. Okay, so what I want to share with you guys this week on this challenge is the Unleash Mastermind. So the Unleash Mastermind is my mastermind program where I am teaching you stuff just like this, stuff that is not telling you exactly how to do anything or that any one way is right over another. What's really cool, it's hard to even explain what it is. I need to get this more nailed down, but it's a place where it's a Facebook group and a membership site. So membership site has tons of trainings on all sorts of things that you could ever imagine. And we are adding a training every week that I do on live stream like this. So you can actually ask questions, hang out, get help. And every month we do a Zoom call where you can actually get on with me on Zoom and ask questions and actually get pretty much one-on-one coaching. The cool thing about this is that it's really low cost and it is very high touch. So I'm in the Facebook group every morning, usually. Lately it's been a little bit in the afternoon, but every day answering your questions. So pretty much every 24 hours you're getting answers to whatever you need. And so you can ask me to look at things for you. You can ask me questions. You can ask me how I do things, even if you just want to share what you're working on, what your goal is, and get some feedback. Because while I do believe that you can use any strategies you want, or any strategy, or you can not use any strategies you don't want. You can do it your way and nothing should hold you back from your goal. Like I said, there's that piece of mindset and there's that piece of support. So it's really good to have somebody that can look at your stuff, give you feedback, give you direction, sometimes reel you back in when you're acting cray, and push you forward, right? So I'm looking at people's lead pages, I'm looking at people's freebies, I'm looking at people's website stuff that they're updating, their sales pages, I'm giving them feedback on their launch calendars. My real secret goal in this program that I'm realizing more and more is to help them with this. So I'm calling you out. I'm not just answering your questions and letting you go on your way. I'm calling you out. So if you're asking for answers that don't exist, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you what to do next. If you're asking for validation that you don't actually need because you're good enough, I'll tell you. If you're acting cray, like Danielle said, I'll reel you in and I will let you know, and then I'll throw you back out there because you can do whatever you want. So you're getting my support every day. You're getting a training every week. You're getting that coaching call every month. I'm actually, to be honest, thinking about adding more of the coaching calls in. So it's only going to get more value, not less. Questions, feedback, whatever you want. What else? Everything's saved in the membership site. Anything else? So it's a pretty simple program. Facebook group where you can ask anything, the weekly and monthly calls and trainings, and then the membership site where everything is saved. Right now, what's really cool is that this week, I'm doing something fun with some bonuses. So here's the thing. It's $100 a month, but you join for 6 months at a time, right? The reason I've changed it to be this way, to be really honest with you guys, is so that you're committing, and because things take time. And because I actually want to help you long term for a crazy ridiculous price that people think I'm ridiculous for offering, and give you this level of support because you do need it and you deserve it, right? But here's what's cool, and I need to type this in for you guys, but it's on the sales page, so I guess I don't. When you go to that sales page, today only, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonuses that are valued at over $1,000. Like literally you could buy them all separately right now on my site for over $1,000. So I'm not making that up. But there's 4 really cool trainings. One on how to hit any goal that you want. That's really based on a lot of what we're talking about today. 5-figure webinar system that I've used to sign high-end 10K clients, multiple lower cost clients, fill masterminds, fill programs, all of that stuff. My like signature favoriteest training to give out is the sales funnel training that teaches you about freebies, tripwires, passive income, email sequence, the whole sales funnel, my Facebook ad bundle, which is epic, and then the 5-figure Facebook group 5-week course, tongue twister course, where I'm teaching you how to build a Facebook group like mine that is amazing and super engaged, always growing every day on Automate, making you 10K or more a month, right? All those bonuses are valued at over $1,000, and you can only get those today. Here's the thing. 2 of those, and it's going to be a surprise, are going away, and I promise they're good ones, even though that sounds sad. 2 of them are going away by tomorrow. So tonight at midnight, 2 of them are going to go away, right? The page is going to expire. I'll update it in the morning. Tomorrow when we get on, 2 of those bonuses are going to be gone, and the bonuses are going to be valued at like $800, to give you a hint. So yeah, today is the best day to save your spot. The rest of the week, the bonuses are going to drip away, and then Friday at midnight, the doors are going to close. So that's what we're doing. I'm super excited. The doors for the mastermind will probably be closed for at least a month or more. So get in, get my attention, get my hands on your business, ask me whatever you need, get feedback on what you're doing, because I think anyone else in the mastermind can kind of vouch for this. Like, sometimes we're doing posts and we're so upset that our product is failing or our program is failing or our launch is failing, but then it's like, no, you just need to tweak some things with your content. You need to tweak some things with your sales page. You need to maybe add this in or work on this. It literally can change everything with just some tweaks. So it's epic. It's the best mastermind to be in my opinion. Not just because it's mine. I'm not biased or anything. But there's the link, taylormanningcreative.com/mastermind. There's a timer on there for you guys. The page will expire tonight. It'll be back up tomorrow morning. Those are the bonuses. 2 will go away tonight. It's epic. Come join us. And if you have any questions, you can send me a message. You can comment here, whatever you'd like to do. Danielle, I was acting crazy. Taylor reeled me in. It's my job and I love it. All right, it doesn't look like we have any other questions. I put the link in the chat as well for the sign up page for this challenge. So if you just happen to be watching this challenge and you're not signed up, go sign up just so you can get the replays, because they're going to be gone after Friday, and so you can get the times. But I'll be on tomorrow and Thursday, and they're going to be really good. Reverse engineering the launch, becoming a sales queen without being a sales queen. Really good, okay? We're going to get strategic. I'm super excited. Thank you for being here, and if you guys need anything else, send me a message, post in the group, whatever you need to do, I will get back to you, okay? Bye.